So due to popular demand, I will be continuing the video series about all of the 6th Rangers. I decided to pause this series for a little while as I felt you were all being flooded with those types of videos, but if you want to catch up, I have compiled each individual 6th Ranger story to this point into 2 longer videos. You can check those out on the channel if you like. We are now about halfway through the list, and as you can tell by the title of the video, we have now got to the SPD Omega Ranger, Sam. Sam is one of the most unique characters in Power Rangers, not only as a 6th Ranger, but a Ranger in general. There is a bunch of stuff that makes him very unique, and we will be covering all of it in today's video. Let's get into it. Now, I am assuming most of you either already know or are sick of hearing about it by now, but in case you aren't aware, I have launched a brand new channel. This one is all about the Batman universe. The content is very similar to what I do on here, but obviously centered around the characters from the world of Batman. We have now passed 4,000 subscribers within the first 2 weeks, and the feedback has been amazing. So if you have subscribed, I want to thank you all so much. If you haven't, please consider it. It's called the Batcave. Thanks, guys. So with this story, we have to remember that this is a character from SPD, so most dates will be in the future. But SPD is quite an old show now, so the dates won't actually be too far into the future. Having said that, let's go all the way back to 2001. Sam's parents, along with other parents of the B Squad Rangers, worked with Catmanx to develop the technology used for the SPD Morphers. However, these experiments had some side effects. And while they did not affect Cat, they did affect the B Squad parents, mutating their offspring and resulting in the B Squad Rangers and Sam receiving civilian powers. Though most of the offspring who were born to the participants in this project were adults by 2025, Sam was actually the youngest born and still a child at the first time he is seen. Sometime during his childhood, both of his parents died in a tragic accident. Sam had the ability to teleport objects from one location to another. However, the other kids, as kids do, saw Sam as different and bullied him. His desperate search for new friends led to him being manipulated by Morpher, a girl that would become a warrior under Emperor Grum. While the other Rangers were quick to judge Sam poorly, Z realised that Sam was not evil and was just trying to fit in. Although it then took a lot of convincing, Sam eventually agreed to stay with his new friend and the other Rangers at the SPD Academy. They even gave him a bike. Now, let's jump forward into the future, 2040. It turns out that on the 11th of July 2025, the SPD was set to fall at the hands of the Trubian Empire. In the timeline where this happens, the dark future is bleak, with very little hope. It is here that Sam gains the Omega Ranger powers and travels back in time to 2025 to attempt to stop Morgana, aka Mora, from destroying the Rangers and SPD. In turn, this would prevent the disaster that led to his fallen world. However, passing through the time warp has heavily altered his human form, reducing him to just a floating orb of pure energy. Due to this setback, his only remotely human form is his Ranger form. As Catmanx worked to find a way to send him back to the future, he assists the B Squad Rangers in their battle to save Earth. Sam uses his time in the past to join the Rangers' effort in taking on Emperor Grum. Fortunately, he brought with him a powerful selection of weapons from the future, including the Omega Morpher, the Uniforce Cycle, and the Zord known as the Omega Max Cycle. Now, the most important of these tools is, well, obviously the Morpher. This Morpher was also very unique when compared to other Morphers because it had multiple different modes. Hyper mode, which was temporal manipulation, essentially meaning he could speed up or slow down time. What? Muscle mode, which gave Sam a big increase in strength, and also judgment mode. This measures pulse and electrical impulses to render a verdict of either innocent or guilty. Very handy for futuristic police. He also has a wide array of attacks using these different modes, such as electro mode, blast mode, charged up mode, and light beam mode. All of these are extremely powerful attacks, and it's safe to say, Sam is an extremely powerful and dangerous Ranger. Maybe even an underrated 6th Ranger. Now, during the team's final battle against Emperor Grum, one of Sam's friends from the future comes looking for him, the Nova Ranger, wearing an almost identical version of his morphed outfit. Then, after the fight is over and the B Squad Rangers are promoted to A Squad, which they of course turn down, Sam and the Nova Ranger leave through a portal to go back to their time. As he steps into the portal, he briefly demorphs back into his normal human adult form. He promises Z that he will be waiting to see her in 20 years. Sadly, we never get to see anything more of Sam other than his participation in the legendary battle, but I don't think there are many Rangers that aren't involved there. And to be honest, I think it's a huge shame. To have a Ranger that is this powerful and this different and unique when compared to all other Rangers, it seems such a shame to not bring him back, especially seeing as he's from the future and clearly has access to time-traveling technology. You would think that of all the Rangers that would be easy to bring into a newer season of the show, he would be the one. I would also go as far as saying he was actually underutilized in the SPD season, but then again, he was almost so powerful when compared to the other Rangers that he would be just a bit of a get-out-of-jail-free card, if that makes sense. I would absolutely love to know your thoughts on the SPD Omega Ranger. Where does he rank in your list of best 6th Rangers? In fact, leave a comment down below with your top 5 6th Rangers of all time. I might even make a general poll of this and do a video on the most popular, an outcome of the poll. That's it from me today, my friends. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the Batcave for some Batman and DC content. I hope you have a great day, may the power protect you, and I will see you next time on the 6th Ranger.